Personal prophetic dream, September 17th, 2025. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Kids, you beautiful, this way. So before going to sleep earlier, I prayed to God and asked, please would you give me a dream, a prophetic dream. And was this one a doozy? Praise his holy name. And so I'll give you the dream, and then I will give you the interpretation that God had given me of the dream. So in my dream, I was talking to this person who, he had some kind of a helmet on that was kind of like, similar to like the shape of his skull, you could say. A helmet that, almost like children who like have, what do you call it when who have seizures, they wear. So he was an impressive guy. He was fearless. He said what he meant, and he meant what he said. He seemed like a decent person. Like, he went out to harm nobody. But he was very impressive because he was totally fearless. Totally fearless. So we were talking in one context. The next thing I know, I don't remember what that context was. We were in like a desert area. With lots of brush and rocks and whatnot. And so we're talking, and I'm enjoying the conversation. And like I said, I'm impressed by this guy. And then, boom, I just noticed something. So I look, I think it was in between his forehead and where the cap was, or it might have been on the top of the cap where there was like a breathable, see-through area. This man had nothing. This man had no brain. He had suffered some kind of an injury that had destroyed most of the back of his head, all the way down to like at the base of his spine. And I could see that he there was some kind of technology or within that cavity that it was like rebuilding his brain. It like had brain matter, but like in the form of like a thin thread, and it was just like this thing was just like weaving his brain back together and weaving his spine and everything. And I asked him, "Oh my God, what happened to you? How did you survive this? You shouldn't even be alive right now." And dude told me that he suffered some kind of an injury. And I guess he didn't even know that his all the back of his head, all this whole area had been destroyed. And he went and got help, and he was shocked. He didn't even know, right? The severity. So the reason I could see it, by the way, was because over this like helmet like thing, he wore a skull cap that would cover it. So he looked pretty normal, actually, right? Because this helmet basically, it would just took place of his, it would just like to replace his skull to protect him, as his brain is and his spine and everything is being rebuilt. So and I don't know, somehow there was a separation between this helmet like thing and his forehead, and when maybe it was so it could aerate, and when the skull cap slipped up between it, that's when I saw it. So next thing I know, this guy comes walking out of nowhere. Like I said, we're in like a desert area. He comes out walking nowhere. And so the guy seems really, really friendly, and he's trying to chat with us. And I noticed that this guy who had his brain destroyed and is being rebuilt, he's now got his skull caps pulled down, and he also has something on top, because I guess the skull cap had a little opening in it as well, so that this breathable area in the helmet could still breathe. And he had a hat on top of the skull cap, or the beanie. Beanie is maybe a better word. And so I guess the guy leaves. I'm not sure. So then this is the interpretation of this dream. The Lord let me know that that person was me. And the trauma and abuse that I endured as a child basically destroyed me. And it destroyed me emotionally, psychologically. It destroyed me and really should have taken my life. All of my siblings were devastated by the abuse. Almost all of my siblings have felonies. Many of them have attempted, including myself, attempted to self-murk. Some have, I believe the only reason all of them are still alive, now that most of us are in our 50s, is because I had prayed for them. Like, with all of my heart, I had prayed for them. But most of my siblings have served time in jail and or prison. One, even in Mexico, he served time there. He got so sick in the process of being in their prison, they genuinely thought he was about to pass away, so they ended up just sending him back to the U.S. So that ended up being the way that the Lord got him out of that situation. But I'm one of the few that, I have a sibling who has committed, I guess you could say, multiple felonies. They didn't take anyone's life, okay, and they're past the statute of limitations, so I'm not going to say what they've done. But my point is, that's how bad our abuse was. But I think my abuse, even though my abuse wasn't the worst or the most severe of all of us, my abuse still devastated me the most because I was the weakest. I was the weakest emotionally. I have strengths too, but enduring trauma and abuse ain't one of them. And so I was destroyed by it, and the Lord was showing me that He is rebuilding me, and that's part of the reason why the last over 3 years I've been in isolation. I'm only in contact with people, with strangers. Like, I don't have friends or family or people I text or talk to or anything like that. It's because the Lord's rebuilding me, and I'm so weak that I will let people influence me. I will let people influence me like this. There is this young man who I started following him because he would do, and I'm going to let you know, this is how I will let people destroy me. He would do these, I don't know the term, but it's when you put a bunch of other people's videos together and then you make a new video out of that video. He would do these hilarious compilations. He would do these hilarious compilation videos of this gal on Facebook who would put out these really short videos. They might be like 5 seconds or 7 seconds, where she works at a gas station and she's talking to people, and people would just be incredibly rude to her. She wouldn't really be rude back, but for no reason they would just be incredibly rude to her, and she seemed unaffected by it, so it made it totally funny, right? And this guy's channel went from like maybe a few hundred subscribers to over 200,000 subscribers. And there were people who were telling him that, dude, you're like a parasite. Those aren't even your videos. Is that even legal? And it is legal to do compilation videos of other people's stuff. That's just how it is. I can't wait till somebody does a compilation video of my videos. And so this dude ended up taking down all of those compilation videos. He got monetized. He ended up basically voluntarily, he demonetized his channel. Why? Because these people who weren't happy to watch this guy begin the process of exploding, begin the process of becoming big, they didn't want to see him succeed. So they literally didn't even allow his dream to exist. And that's how weak I am. And that's what I will do with people, right? And people have told me the same thing, because a lot of my videos that get, let's say, like anywhere from a few hundred to a few thousand views, which for me is a lot, because both of my YouTube channels are small. I've had probably, it could be shills, or it could be trolls, or it could be agents of the program, but I've had them tell me basically the same thing. Dude, you're a parasite. You're taking other people's videos and you're not really contributing anything to them. Well, it's called a reaction video, and YouTube allows you to do that. They're 60-second videos and under. You're allowed to do that. So it's one of the ways you can grow your channel, and it has resulted in my channel growing. Particularly one of my channels, which now has 224 subscribers. In May, it had 1 subscriber because I hadn't uploaded on that video much on that channel, or done much with that channel, and hadn't uploaded a video on that channel for like 5 years or so, maybe longer. And so that didn't affect me. But if it had been even a few years prior to the Lord beginning this process of rebuilding me, I would have probably taken down all those videos and got hurt and offended and been like, wow, people are saying this, and let me try to please people, when all it is, and probably it is agents, they're saying, wow, this dude's channels are growing. It's not growing that very fast, but it's actually growing. And a few of his videos, and they're almost always the reaction videos. A few of them will get over 10,000 views, or over 15,000 views. One even got over 20,000 views. So for me, that's huge. That's not viral. That's not big. But for my channel, it's better than my channel's really ever done. Okay, and so the Lord has obviously built me up to where first He let me see what they did to this young man, and I got to know this man not through his dumb. They're not fun to watch at all. Like gaming videos, and the guy's really awkward too. So I think he's adorable. I mean, I think he's lovable, but he's a very awkward kind of a, I don't know, nerd slash dweeb. I wouldn't call him a dweeb because I think he's actually smart. But his compilation videos were amazing, and like I said, he took them all down. And even afterwards, because I did still follow some of his videos, but I didn't like his gaming videos or watching him talk and stuff. So I don't know if I unsubscribed from him or not yet, but even after all of that, there were still people coming onto his channel. Like I said, his channel's not the greatest channel, neither is mine. But they would come on his channel and say, I can't believe this channel how does this channel have 200,000 plus subscribers? I'm like, they're still going after this guy just because he has a lot of subscribers. It's incredible. But that's how weak I am, that I would let people destroy me. So the Lord has separated me, and He showed me through this prophetic dream. He separated me, and He is rebuilding me to make me the man of character, the man of integrity, the man who He has removed all fear, the man who treats people well. He's reshaping me. He's making me into a person who's independent, a person who can't be destroyed with words, a person who, and this is all, by the way, it is by, to, through, and for the Lord. It's not like He's making me this awesome person and then He's removing Himself, and now I can just go around being awesome and praying, pretending like it's not the Lord. It continues to be the indwelling presence of the Lord. It's not, and it will always continue to be His presence. But with His presence guiding me and leading me, this is the kind of person that He's turning me into. And so that's what that dream meant, and I was just overwhelmed. Like I said, I didn't have a clue what it meant, and I had to pray to the Lord to give me interpretation, and that is the interpretation He gave me. God bless.